Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome back to Forts, where today we are broadcasting the Forts Firebird 2v2 tournament. That's the official tournament number 33. And I've been looking forward to this one because it's the first official tournament after the release of the DLC. And it means that there's going to be a lot of goodness happening. So we're looking forward to it. I'm going to hop into the channel with 42 Scientists, the resident developer here, at least community manager, to say a few things before we jump into the first match. Hello there.
Greetings.
Greetings and good afternoon, good evening. I've been looking forward to this one for a while because this is it's the first Firebird official tournament, which means we're going to get to see some competitive Firebird play. Competitive DLC. Do you have any thoughts or anything that you wish to announce before we jump into the action?
Not many announcements. I would just like to see how the usual weapons are going to fare against the DLC stuff.
Yeah. I'm really curious about that as well. It looks like we're starting out with... okay. So we've got the match all set up and ready to go. So I think without further ado, let's jump into the action. As we're off to round one. Nice and a quick start. You love to see it.
Yes, everything was already all good.
Good. I'm proud of you. And also for the competitors for being here on time.
Yes, I am surprised.
Yeah. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. Right here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Whiteboarding. It's Spaghetti and Tron. I keep trying to call him Tron O, but then I'm like, wait a minute, that's just him being funny with the emoticon. But they're facing off against their opponents on the right-hand side. It's Team Godos Grebe, Alexander and Dimered. I like the commander choices. They're meta, but a little bit different. You have on the left-hand side, it's the Hurricane Commander coming in with the wonderful bonus build speed to everything, as well as what he's most notorious for possessing, the bonus to reload speed. And on the right-hand side, it's Spook. One of my favorite commanders, just the dirty, filthy thief she is.
Also, to clarify, there are commander bands, and for this match, it's Phantom and Architect.
It's always funny to me.
Weight to Spook, I guess.
Yes. It's always funny to me seeing Phantom banned, because, like, Phantom's that commander that... he's not a good commander, but is also a very good commander, because it's just cheese. Just dirty, filthy cheese. And it's always stressful knowing your opponent can just select Phantom. Ooh, and we have the first DLC tech placed, going directly for the smeltery, the new technology device, the new technology structure, which unlocks a number of the new DLC weapons. So, I'm curious to see how that's going to work out, because the new DLC weapons are less impactful as standalone tools than they are synergistic tools. They're the kind of weapons, the kind of tools that you use to mix in with existing ones, just to add some kind of force multiplier onto it. So seeing the smeltery first is something that I've not regularly encountered. Tends to be a technology that you get afterwards. The exception to which is if you're going for the lightning plus smoke bomb tactic, which does work.
I mean, they do have one teammate to rely on synergistic options.
Yes, and that's what I suspect we're going to see a lot of. It's going to be one teammate going for something pretty standard, as well as, well, maybe both teammates going for something standard, and then eventually into the new DLC weapons, or, as what I suspect we're going to see here, it's going to see one player going DLC weapons while one player goes the standard tech. On the other side, well, it looks like we've got everyone just playing something resembling standard. Although, I say that, but the timings on this are a little bit off. We have a rocket, I'm going to say rush, coming out from Alexander, but the timing is off for that. And for Demared as well, I'm not sure what the tactic is here. It's a lot of building and base restructuring, but we don't have an upgrade center on Demared's base. And no heavy weapons tech placed. So I'm not...
Looks like a half-baked eco build.
It does look like that. It's like an eco build, but without the upgrade center. The timing on this reeks of delayed early game weapons. The kind of timing attack you want to use to slap your opponent when they're least expecting it. Like a rocket rush typically hits earlier than this. So if you're going for a rocket rush, your opponents would not expect it at this time and therefore might be more vulnerable. They will, of course, have more resources and more ability to be prepared for it, but if you can get him with an alpha strike... Yes. He's... Yeah, already selling them. So that's... I'm just confused as to what Team Godos here on the right-hand side is actually trying to do. Whereas Team Whiteboarding here is just building weapons. We've got 20 millimeters, and that looks like the... That's the... Not the lightning cannon, but the... Why can't I remember it? It's not the zapper. It's the other one.
The lightning beam.
Yes, that one. Okay. Thank you. They are getting repair bays. Repair bays are something that I'm expecting to see a lot of, like everywhere. That repair bay is well placed for Alexander. There it is. That's the combo. So the lightning beam itself does not deal that much damage. It's much like a buzzsaw, cuts through wood, but doesn't really cut through metal. It can technically damage metal, unlike the buzzsaw, but it really just doesn't. It gets stopped pretty hard by metal. So you need some kind of modifier to it. However, just like the fire beam, the lightning beam causes a modifier to the weaponry that passes through it. It electrifies the rounds, the cannon rounds specifically, causing them to deal an arc of lightning toward the nearest enemy structure. In this case, we're seeing the lightning beam being used in combo with the 20 millimeters to electrify an incredible amount of projectiles and have those projectiles deal the extra damage. Now that is the kind of combo that we get to see out of Firebird, or at least the DLC. This is the kind of weapon, the kind of combos that the DLC has added in, and it's surprisingly effective in a great many cases. Now, of course, this one does require both the standard cannons as well as a DLC weapon, so you gotta be you kind of have to rely on your teammate for it. If you're gonna go solo, then it demands that you spend a lot of time and energy because you have to get basically all of the technology, and that just is both expensive and incredibly time consuming. But I'm seeing something interesting here. Despite the, I would say, half-baked start, Team Godos is just not dying. There's just not enough damage. I love seeing those lightnings come across, by the way. But there's just not enough damage output from Team Whiteboarding right now. The double 20s plus the single lightning beam just doesn't do it. So Team Godos is surviving, and they are building up in a way that looks concerning. As while they don't currently have much of an eco advantage, they're also not killable. They gotta just do whatever they want, and part of what they want involves mass buzzsaw, and Tron here is vulnerable to mass buzzsaw. In fact, both players here are vulnerable to mass buzzsaw, as we see Spaghetti bringing out the smoke launcher. For those who aren't familiar with this particular combo, make sure to check out our video here on the channel about it, because that will... It's a great showcase as to the complexities of this particular combination. But the sum of it is that the lightning beam causes the smoke to explode violently with lots of electricity. And that kind of electricity can come from any direction. Rather, it comes from the direction of the smoke. Oh, that's just cutting pretty deep. So what you can do is you can have the smoke detonate just in the middle of the air above, say, Alexander's fort, and then have the lightning explode out of it from every direction. Often hitting from either above or below or behind, causing incredible amounts of damage. Or at least damage from directions that are unexpected. The smoke, of course, still functions as smoke and prevents rebuild, which seems to be the current use case. But that is explicitly the reason why we expect to see a lot more repair bays, because the repair bays clear out smoke within their area of effects. And, well, you can't do things like cause explosive lightning smoke if there is no smoke, and, well, other such things. I say I love the visual effects on that lightning beam. Okay. Here comes the buzzsaws again.
I have finished updating the sheet, the spreadsheet with the Firebird stuff. If you have any questions on how things work, feel free.
Ooh. I personally probably will, though I suspect we won't encounter such edge cases here today, because today I'm kind of focusing more on keeping things simple, understandable for the masses. Because there's honestly a lot of new things, and just the mechanics take a little bit to get accustomed to figuring out and recognizing. As now looks like they're changing targets to the upper. Just look at all that lightning. Just all those shells, even if they miss, just arc lightning into various places. Like, Firebird DLC basically changed the forts such that you now have to defend from every possible angle. Not just in front, but also above and behind. Like, prior to the DLC, you know, there were a few tactics you could do that would seriously threaten the upwards angle. So, for example, you know, tier 3s, for example. Even some of the artillery shells, you know, some high-angled mortars or howitzer shells kind of stuff. That's possible. But generally speaking, you don't have to defend the top of your fort in so much as worrying about a random drop shot from a cannon. But now, the top of your fort and also the rear of your fort is just a regular angle of attack that the opponents can select. And that's incredibly scary. And that's something the players aren't quite accustomed to handling just yet. But we see Alexander is doing a good job of just kind of tanking it. And Dimmered is also very thick and quite tall, making those upper angles a bit harder to reach. Alright. So as it stands, Team Whiteboarding is struggling to get the damage done. As, honestly, Team Godos is slowly clawing their way back into this. While they started out slow, they've also not been hampered in any serious way. So they're just kind of building a cannon stack. I mean, Alexander still doesn't have any weapons, hasn't floated any money, so he's just kind of sitting there tanking hits the whole time, and has managed to upgrade his economy, so he should eventually start getting some decent cash flow in there. But honestly, he's been sitting there playing Team Tank. I mean, just taking hits, rebuilding, and that's fine as long as Dimred is the one to do the damage, and looks like he's going to be scaling this up there. Not only does he have multiple AP snipers, which is horrendously annoying to deal with, but he's going up to 3 cannons now, and 3 cannons is way more cannons than, well, the sum total of firepower that Team Whiteboarding has managed to field so far. Well, I appreciate Whiteboarding coming in with the new Firebird grade combos. I think it's a little bit anemic in terms of damage output, and they may find themselves just getting outscaled here. Here you can see an example of the smoke exploding in lightning beams. Granted, the lightning beams are not that effective in terms of raw damage output. They rely pretty heavily on coming in from weird angles, so going straight to the front does punch a bit, but honestly, Alexander's got more than enough armor and general defenses to prevent it from penetrating.
Yeah,
so he's
basically you want to do critical hit.
Yes, it is very much so a critical hit kind of weapon where you need to hit from an angle or hit somewhere where the opponent is vulnerable. In our video on the topic, I did actually a fair bit of going straight to the front, but that was after threatening the angles to a point where the opponents neglected to use armor on the front of their fort, making the entire front of their fort the weak spot, which then enabled me to, you know, smoke explosion through their front plating directly into their core. It's very effective, but that's not the case here for Alexander. I'd go so far as to say Alexander is largely immune to damage at this point, not without door sniping. Oh! Death by snipers. So, lightning beams explode quite violently, as Spaghetti has just demonstrated, causing a pretty serious chain reaction and led to his core exploding. Now Tron's having a rough time of it right now. He's got 320mm, but there's 320mm doesn't. That AP sniper just straight up broke the door on that 20mm. Yeah. Those snipers from Team Godos have done, I think, more damage than the cannons at this point, just by virtue of what they've been hitting. Whereas the cannons exist, but have been hitting like the front plating, and not even plating because there's no armor. Spaghetti, or rather, Team Whiteboarding has just not used metal armor like at all. Which, honestly, I'm surprised those buzzsaws aren't doing more. The new lightning pulse beam, the name of which is it the Ripper? I forget what it is. Would be game winning for Team Godos right now. Like Toronto.
You mean the Striker?
The Striker, yes, thank you. Why can I remember that? Why is my brain not remembering all the new weapons? They're so much fun. The Striker
It's
would.
only been a couple months.
It has. It's not been very long. The Striker would just destroy the entirety of Toronto's base here, and it's not close. Albeit, at this point, so would just about everything else, such as this EMP. And away it goes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is round 1. Alright. So I want to show you guys what happens when the lightning beam takes critical damage here. So let's go ahead and check this out. Lightning beam, the door, it opens and gets sniped. Oh. Unlike most weapons that explode in a generalized omnidirectional area of effect, it sends a highly damaging arc of lightning directly to the important innards, at least towards the core, which is a problem if your core is surrounded by things like batteries. Alright, well, that is round 1, and that's going to be chaos. Shout out to Black Knight Spawn coming in and joining the incursion for 3 months using that Prime Gaming. For those on Twitch, make sure to use your Prime, as it refreshes every month, and you want to use it, or you lose it. How you guys doing in chat? Phase tank is best tank. I mean, if it works, it works. Hello there, Raider. Welcome in. How you doing today? Alrighty. I think the striker will be... I think the striker will probably be a mainstay of Firebird competitive, just because it's so very effective at being a wood removal service. Alright, looks like we're just about ready for round 2 here. I'm genuinely surprised at their lack of armor. So one thing that the Firebird tools, maybe this is just because I've played a lot of Firebird specifically, but the metal plating for Firebird weapons, or at least it really mitigates most of the damage for the new weaponry. So I'm kind of finding myself relying on straight up metal armor more than wood spam. And I'm kind of surprised to see the lack of metal so far.
Players haven't been traumatized enough.
I tend to agree with that, but I think they're going to find out.
I mean, look at how long people have taken to adapt to buzzsaws.
That's true. But now, we're off to the next round. Round 2. Between Team Godos and Team Whiteboarding. Alright, well, things are looking pretty solid here. We have one of the new maps, and with it, one of the new map layouts, which is interesting, to say the least. I actually like the new layouts. They're different. They are both different and different in a way that is kind of nice. Like, they're not super difficult to manage, but also, yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. It's definitely different, to put it nicely, and that's okay. What is it? It has this kind of extra nub on top here, which you can use to build things. I find myself building behind this upper mine a lot, with a lot of structure, and then building like an entire weapons grid up there, because I, can. And it's surprisingly well supported, all things considered. This map in particular, or rather this base layout, is just begging for a core swing, in my opinion. It also handles rear turbines extremely well, which I think is nice. Kind of convenient, actually. So now I'm looking for interesting divergences in the build orders. Here we see Spaghetti coming in with the multiple buzzsaws, and that's going to be interesting here in a second. As Dimmered's getting buzzsawed, but doesn't actually go down here, while vulnerable, incredibly vulnerable to the buzzsaws, manages to not get ripped off his foundations. Dimmered should no longer be meaningfully vulnerable to the buzzsaws, while technically still, it's a bit. I don't think it's happening. Not this time. One thing I've been playing around with a lot is throwing in the zapper in places. As much as the zapper is stupidly vulnerable to the snipers, they're also kind of just good anyways. Because like you get a couple situations with them. Either so you get to charge up the zapper, and that's going to happen whether or not someone has a sniper out. But you won't get a full charge before someone starts firing a sniper at you. But you don't need a full charge to reply and just take out the sniper. And so it's like you get a trade, like a 1-for-1 trade, if you bring out the zappers against a good sniper player, which isn't in the favor of the zapper player, but it also isn't very APM heavy to do so. Whereas the sniper player has to like panic and run around and constantly redo things. The zapper player just has to like press the button every now and again. And if the sniper player just misses their shot or decides to do something else, like something more important, like building weaponry or tech, then you get free shots off of the zapper. And that just seems to be very effective. Because unlike most harassment weapons, the zapper just finds anything that's vulnerable and zaps it. It's not the most damage, not the most effective, not the most quick or consistent, but it just works.
It looks like whiteboarding is going to do the same strategy again.
It really does, as we're seeing whiteboarding here, still with the Hurricane Commander going multiple 20mm with the Lightning Beam, which is coming online right now at a proper cannon o'clock timing. On the other side, Team Godos looks like they're warmed up. This looks like the same kind of thing they were doing last time. Well, it's a different set of weapons, different set of technology, but they're definitely going armor first. And the Alpha Strike comes out. Alexander just kind of shrugs it off. No internal damage. He's okay.
To be fair, the beam was a bit high, and some 20mm did not produce lightning.
Correct. What I'm interested in is okay, yeah,
that's
so
better.
that's a much better combo there. That's what happens when you properly line up. Alexander's just fully pierced, just full penetration. I am genuinely surprised Alexander didn't just lose his core or everything else, as here comes just another round, and yeah, it's over. There's not nearly enough armor to survive that. Dimmered's in trouble. Dimmered has no weapons placed, no weapon platforms. Has a lot of armor, but is not okay. Things are looking a bit intense. As Team Godos is down to a single player, and it's not looking great. Tron will have to redesign his weapons platform here to enable those 20mm to actually hit Dimmered. Spaghetti should actually might have to do the same. No, I think he's fine actually. As we see the re-engineering happening. Risky kind, just opening it all up with no doors whatsoever. And a lot of damage. Dimmered just getting blasted here. Spaghetti, you have
absolutely insane.
access to the striker. Use it, please. The hurricane active? Yes, the hurricane active here is being utilized to fire those 20 millimeters and the lightning beam that much faster. That's going to be intense. Speaking of the striker, we're not going to be seeing it just yet, as that is a lightning beam. I don't think anyone on Team Whiteboarding side is particularly vulnerable to the smoke plus lightning beam combo. But realistically here, Dimmered's time is limited. Yes, Dimmered's holding for the moment, but the amount of damage incoming is more than you can sustain within an economy of that size. That's just 320 millimeters with empowered by lightning bolts. That's just kind of a lot. Alright, Dimmered looks ready to fire this, but honestly, in his position, I don't know where you fire that. The answer is right there.
Right here.
Yes. That... I didn't expect that to be as effective as it was. Just like that, Spaghetti goes down. That's really rough for Team Whiteboarding here, because that lightning beam was a massive damage multiplier. Now Tron just has to rely on mass 20s to get the job done, and that's a lot. You really do want to have more than just 20 millimeters. Granted, this would be an excellent opportunity for Tron to upgrade some of those 20s to the magma cannons. As the magma cannons are... Ooh. The 20s coming in and sniping out that lightning beam as it was firing. Very well done. Yeah, no, I think if Tron, honestly, I think if he just upgrades 2 of those to magma cannons, the DPS will be high enough to just completely destroy Dimmered here.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
His 20 millimeters, they do a lot of damage per volley, but the damage is spread out to a point where that damage becomes inefficient, and therefore can be mitigated by players who know what they're doing. You know, players like Dimmered. Whereas the magma cannons, yes, they can be anti-aired out of the game and completely shut down. When you have map control, like Tron currently does, and all of their shots land, they simply deal so much more damage. It's intense.
Yeah, they have immense amount of splash damage. Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
He actually made that shot. I wasn't expecting that. I don't think Dimmered was either. But yes, as you can see here, Dimmered is struggling to get anything done, because all the exposed things are getting absolutely destroyed by either the 20 millimeters or just the snipers. Because yeah, look at this. Like the 20 mils, they're doing okay, but they're not... It's not enough. It's not nearly enough.
Yeah, it looks like Tron is only looking at upgrading his economy instead of making an upgrade center.
Correct.
Which is fair.
Honestly, that will still get a more metal per second than Dimmered.
Yeah.
He just has to be able to hold on to the extra mine slots, which he's doing for the moment, though that will be a mechanically difficult thing given the distances between them. And Dimmered is aware that he does not want to let Tron keep those slots. He's using the 20 mils to try to hit that now, and it's working. It's working well enough. And now come the snipers. Oh, that was so close. That would have caused the whole thing to come crumbling down. All right, now what does Tron... This is Tron's game. The ball is in his court. How does he do this? Right now, Dimmered here is developing an additional lightning beam to try to return to the combo that has served him so well. But he's doing so under immense fire. Under immense firepower. As Tron is adding in another 20 mil, I would still love to see him just get an upgrade center and
Looks like he's getting a smelter instead.
I mean, is he really going to try to do the whole combo himself? I mean, he can. There's nothing stopping him from doing the whole combo himself. That's kind of how I was more expecting this to go. Where instead of...
Upgrade center.
Ah, there it is. Okay, so that, I think, is definitely the better play, the more effective play from this position. There it is.
Also, my cannon vulnerable to shields, which is pretty cool.
Yes. That's one thing I was showcasing in the last video, where players... You can convince players to get energy shields by building 20 mils, but energy shields are quite vulnerable to the area of effect damage of the magma cannons. So, it's like you let them build energy shields and then you punish them for doing so. Oh, that's so many projectiles. Got some penetration in there, but nothing actually hit. At least nothing of importance. Alright, it looks like Dimmered's actually ready to fire this lightning beam combo once again. That's not... Oh. You see that lightning arcing out of the smoke into the bottom of Tron's fort. His fort's still on fire. It's still on fire. It's still spreading. There you go. Yeah, okay, now he gets it. That was a little scary. But nothing of value was lost. He was sufficiently armored for such things. The 20 mil slam into the fort, but kind of just not doing much. I mean, that energy shield, it exists, and it just takes the edge off of the cannons. That's a dangerous spot. Oof. Yep. Yeah, that's rough.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Yes, Tron loses the entirety of the expansion, and takes a pretty heavy hit toward his core. Does he get this weapon down? He does. The lightning beam is destroyed by the 20 mils. They finally dig through enough, but now there's just so many energy shields all over Dimmered's base. I do not foresee those 20 millimeters continuing to be incredibly useful here. They need to be up-tiered to magma cannons or swapped out with something else. That could be devastating if that hits, because there's a battery, I think, in range. Yeah. But there is no more lightning beam, so that smoke exists solely for the purposes of preventing expansion downwards. Which, you know, it works. I didn't realize that an upgraded smoke launcher on single shot mode means literally 100% uptime on smoke. That's not okay. That's... Oh no. Oh no. This is 42. What have you guys done?
This is fine.
Yeah. Well, that expansion is as blocked as Dimmered wants it to be, and that's just how that works now. Okay, well, here comes
until the burst station exists.
Yes, yes.
And also firing your smoke rhythmically is very predictable, so you can just snipe it.
That too. It starts again. It's like whenever there's APM to spare. Games. Yes. You know, one of these times, it's just going to be exploded with lightning, and that's just how it's going to work. Yep, Tron going with the lightning beam himself. He's going to do the same combo, but this time without his teammate. Oh, there goes the smoke launcher.
Damage is over.
It is. And she's gonna build another one. She's just gonna build another one. But for the moment, Tron has reclaimed the expansion, and with it, the economy. The economic advantage. Oof, that AP sniper playing a tense game. As here comes the next volley. Oof. Hey, he made a breakpoint so that it doesn't collapse the whole thing. You know, I approve. Good job. So, it seems that Team Whiteboarding is dedicated to this combo in particular. But you know, more power to them. I'm not going to complain and get to show off the combo more often. This is one that you don't often see. I don't know that I've seen anyone purposefully go for this combo. I've seen people do this with miniguns to a similar effect, but I don't know that I've seen anyone use 20 millimeters. Honestly, it seems okay, but I don't know if it's sufficiently powerful to make it long term. I think the one thing it has going for it is that 20 millimeters alone are just kind of okay, and therefore adding the lightning beam elevates it.
You're just adding raw damage.
Yes, it is self-sufficient on its own accord, and that's kind of nice. Man, Tron really could use some energy shields or, yeah, metal down there. There you go. And there's the shot. Now, the thing about the lightning strikes, they do break energy shields. So those energy shields that Dimmered was relying on to blunt the damage output from the 20s have been shattered. Oh, that could have been way worse.
Oh, damn.
There goes Dimmered's lightning beam. It's a bit too heavy, collapses down upon itself, leaving Dimmered with no offensive weapons. Trying to build snipers, but honestly, Tron's been on the spot with map control and its own counter-sniping.
Now, just imagine Tron slapping a couple of strikers before each volley.
Yes, I can imagine that. I've been mentioning that. Honestly, like replacing those two snipers, or just, I mean, you don't even have to replace anything. You got plenty of space. Just add in a couple strikers and just have them on refire.
He's just adding more 20s.
I mean, you know, I'm not complaining. More power to the man. Let those cannons fly. I'm a big fan of 20s. From a theatrics perspective, they're just very pretty. Dimmered trying to get involved on the map. Oh, the lightning. That was an incredible amount of damage. Dimmered went from having... Oh, okay. Internal explosions. So, by the way, the upgraded canisters, the upgraded batteries, which are used as ammunition for the lightning beam. Another, by the way, the lightning beam uses batteries as ammunition, and you can upgrade the batteries to make it deal even more damage. Those upgraded batteries, however, explode extremely violently when they are detonated, and Dimmered figured that out firsthand. Alright then, looks like we're going to round 3. Because, holy smokes. Now, I want to see that shot that ended Spaghetti here. Because the angle on that was nasty. Alright, so let's check this out here real quick. Let's see what this looks like. Lightning beam from above. It looked like there was actually... Spaghetti had placed his lightning beam in a way that it caused a detonation. So there is a chain reaction there that just kind of dug through the fort in a way that wouldn't have if there wasn't an extremely explosive weapon in place. As you can see that shot coming in from above. On the other hand, this shot that shredded Dimmered's everything was quite intense. Because he went from having... I mean, look at the chunks of armor, complete with sandbags, and it's just not long for this world. Oof. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Yeah, I can get behind this. Welcome to forts, where explosions are the way, and we love to see them. Just the way we like it. Alrighty then, we are off to round 3. Let's do this. That was actually kind of a nice back and forth. Shout out to Tommy C and Larperator Kid coming in with the resubscriptions. Tommy C for 16 months and Larperator Kid for the 6 months. Thank you, thank you. You're curious about the thoughts of people not using repair station to counter smoke? People usually do. It's kind of an odd one out that Tron wasn't. But we'll see how it goes.
I mean, in the heat of the battle, you might not always think of it.
Correct. This is still a new DLC, and the players are largely not exceptionally familiar with things. They're not comfortable with things yet. So it's not a surprise to see players forgetting things or just not handling it particularly well. But that's what the tournaments are for, to motivate the experience. As we're off to round 3. Let's do this. Now, I want to know what the strategy is going to be here. Because here we have on the left-hand side, it's Team Whiteboarding. Team Whiteboarding playing as the Pinch Fist Commander. I suspect it's going to be Pinch Fist's things, and by that I mean standard rush stuff. Rather heavy, not so standard, but extreme rush tactics. On the other side, it's Team Godos, who are playing as the Scattershot Commander. Now, the scatter shot commander basically just means 20 millimeters. Because, I mean, what else are you going to do with it specifically empowers them, so you may as well.
Magma cannons.
Yeah, magma cannons. Magma cannons is, I think, where that's going. Honestly, from my experience with it, if you're playing Scattershot, the regular 20s are just kind of better than the magma cannons, despite it also empowering them. And the reason for that is it's more than enough to end the game, and also it comes out faster. Like, you don't need as much money, you don't need as much tech. You just get 20 millimeters, fill your commander bar, and then just end the game with empowered 20 millimeters. And if the opponent survives, you just do it again. But magma cannons are definitely the, I don't want to say overkill, but the follow-up should your opponent survive by some miracle. Are they doing the same thing, but again? Team whiteboarding, yeah, why are you like this? Well, you know what? Good luck to it. It did in fact work. So you know what? More power to him. I love to see it.
Don't worry, we have 3 other matches with other strategies coming.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it. As we have... Those are flax, right? Not rockets? Yeah, okay. So we've got...
Yes.
I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on over here. If those get upgraded to shotguns and then buzzsaws to open up for the shotgun follow through.
Well,
we might just see that. I like Team Godot's coming in with the actual aggression this time. As we might see Team Whiteboarding suffer here. Technically lethal possibilities. Yeah, Toronto down to 20%. He's got very, very limited time to fix that before this next volley of shotguns comes off. Should have waited for the buzzsaw. Well, the buzzsaw is kind of exploded, so couldn't have waited for the buzzsaw, but still. Shotguns trying to punch through. A swing and a miss doesn't quite make it through the sandbags, though they definitely can. Has Team Whiteboarding successfully defended this? Or will these buzzsaws open the way for the shotguns to punch through again? This is a tactic I've seen several times. Oh no. Oh, you missed. It was so close. That cannon was vulnerable. Alright, buzzsaw. Wait for the buzzsaws. You could do it. Alright, send it, Alexander. Beautiful shots. Shotguns, do it. Still too high, but better. That 20 mil taking a lot of damage. Not quite enough to detonate it, but almost. Alright, send the buzzsaws. They slam into the sandbag. Oh, he takes the takes the turbines, but the 20 mil survives, and I think it's going to survive, as it now has proper armor around it. So Toronto, despite getting blasted, will not take critical damage, which is amazing, all things considered. His core is down to 20%. His 20 mil is on the cusp of detonation, but he's gonna remain unscathed. Oh no. Oh, okay. That was playing with fire. That was not okay. That's how you lose the game right there, Trono. He opens the door while there's shotguns staring at him, and they just managed to not destroy the 20 mil. Like, you gotta repair it first. But it looks like Team Whiteboarding is gonna survive, and will be, I don't want to say unhindered, because they've definitely been hindered, but they're gonna survive largely intact there. Whereas Team Godos needs to do something here to ramp up the damage. And they're working their way toward 20 mils. They're simply very far behind. They've dedicated so much to this earlier aggression. As we see the lightning beam 20 mil combo come out again. I'm genuinely surprised Spaghetti is going for the workshop instead of the armory here. Like, yes, the workshop's a bit more offensive, but when you know you're going lightning beam, I do not imagine a world in which I struggle to imagine a world in which you don't also go armory for the smoke. Just to have it as an option. I mean, that's such a massive damage multiplier to have the smoke added in. I'm curious as to why they didn't. Oh, we're seeing a striker. He's building a striker. After all these years, finally.
Finally.
Yes. There we go. That's a bit more damage. Dimmerad taking a nasty hit, losing a weapon. Just lightning from above. Okay. So what's the plan from here? I think from here, Team Whiteboard is just going to continue to scale up. More 20 mils combined with the lightning beam to cast mass zappery. Where Spaghetti's also getting in a striker, which is... you love to see it. On the other side, Dimmerad's trying not to die to this, and is...
I cast Lightning Storm.
Honestly, that's pretty effective. It's just working. It really is just working. I mean, Team Godos here on the right-hand side, they're definitely trying to get 20 mils on the board and are struggling to do so. Just because they're kind of just at such an extreme disadvantage by virtue of being behind. And there you go. More armor penetration. Dimmerad taking some internal damage. The rear wind turbines have been exposed and blasted. At least some of them anyways. We have the first 20 mil successfully produced by Team Godos. It's at about 9 minutes and has not been fired yet. But it does exist and therefore can be used, as Team Whiteboarding is once again preparing to fire. Where will they target this time? Right there. Heavy damage. No return volley. But 2 empowered 20s from the Scattershot active is not enough to break Spaghetti here. Gets a little bit of damage done, takes out some of his energy production, but doesn't do critical damage. Though that will slow him down, as the lightning beam unsurprisingly takes a pretty hefty amount of energy. So that will prevent him from firing as quickly, and as such, Toronto's 20 mils also will be a bit slowed. As we see here, it looks like they're not going with the full bore combo of it. They just don't have... Oh, but they're beautifully timed. Oh, the greed. Toronto just didn't have the doors on everything. Had a single big door covering is not enough to stop the heavier hits from the empowered Scattershot active. Toronto loses every single one of their 20s, and just like that, Team Godos just has advantage, firepower advantage, and also economic advantage. This is looking really bad for Team Whiteboarding very quickly here. I don't know if that's a concede or if something else happened there. Did he not have enough stability tech? He may have forgotten
I
his
didn't
stability
see.
tech. I think he forgot his stability tech. After that initial opening volley that like shattered his front with the buzzsaws, he probably didn't rebuild it. And then just oh boy. No, at this point Spaghetti has sold off too many of their mines. They're down to 3 mines. It's this is very over. Team Godos is extremely in the lead here. I don't know that there's a comeback option. Like I don't know what a comeback looks like here for team whiteboarding. Like what do you do?
Even a smoke would not be enough here.
Correct. Well, I mean, probably not.
I don't see an angle.
Yeah. Only world I see it is Spaghetti managing to door snipe that 20 while this door is open.
Yeah.
And even that, I don't think gets the core. It's just annoying. He's empowering the enemy weapon. And yeah, these mortars are going to be the... yeah, I think the mortars are going to be the thing that ended here. Well, I mean, the commander active, the scattershot commander ability is now charged. So, while the mortars may be dealing incredible damage, the 20s are probably going to be the thing that ended. No magma cannons required. Just the standard 20s are enough. Oof. It's a lot of damage. Oh yeah, another mine goes. And away go the energy shields. I think it's time, Spaghetti. I think you just let it burn. And I think he agrees, as we will be seeing the end of Team Whiteboarding here in this tournament. Team Godos wins it. 2-1. Alright. I gotta see what happened here. Was it... oh yeah, that's totally just the... the stability tech is gone, and he's built too much. That's totally what happened here. He's missing the foundation. Yeah, okay. He's missing the foundation brace. It's just in all the chaos, it was destroyed, and he never got it repaired. Very well done. Alrighty. Up next. Guys could use the bracket command to see the upcoming match. Shout out to Team Gotos, moving on to the semifinals. We'll be starting out on one of the new maps. Bombard 2v2. This one's weird. This one's really weird. I like it, but it's really weird. Fun, yes. I like it, it is fun, it's just weird. It's like... it's the only fort that I've seen where your entire fort is dangling over nothing. I've seen some attempts at core swings on this map that are appealing. But also terrifying. Also very terrifying. Alright. Looks like the next match is made. The players are readying up. We are good to go. I'm excited for this one. We got some good players here.
We also have some less good players.
Yes.
Because to be fair, so I did the seeding and I was like, okay, so this will be an easy win for Team Nut Power. And then Team Nut Power forfeited.
Ah, classic. I was wondering about that because I was like, I saw that Nut Power was at 0. I was like, wait a minute. I was really looking forward to seeing Team Nut Power here. I was really looking forward to seeing Team Nut Power here.
Apparently something about Infinity not being able to do the date in the end.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
It does. What is it? I encounter Infinity every so often because, you know, I'll do like recordings or just testing stuff just out in the wild, and, you know, Infinity will show up and usually just, you know, destroys me. But it's always a pleasure to have some of the, you know, upper tier players hop in and do things. So I was really looking forward to seeing his take personally on the new Firebird stuff. You know, I've seen a few things that he's used against me in various lobbies, or in some cases me used against him to rage quitting status, but it's a bit different when you're just kind of playing around in public lobbies versus a competitive setting. And I'm really looking forward to this, especially for some of the upper players like Infinity.
All right, we'll see what those two players are capable of.
Let's do it. Taichi, why you like this? Alright then, we are off to the races. Beautiful. We're up to round 1 in this best of 3 between Team Lost Balls and Abrams. So here we have on the left hand side, it is Team Lost Balls. They're playing as the Hurricane Commander. Hurricane Commander is seemingly quite popular. I can get behind that. I feel the need to ask, what were the commander bans this time?
They were Phantom and Overdrive.
Phantom and Overdrive. Okay, a little bit different. Architect not banned, but also not selected.
I mean, to be fair, Overdrive was not selected on the last game, so...
This is true. So this is an interesting map. As you guys can tell, you start out with a fort that's kind of it's less of a fort than a bridge between two sections. The rear section is where most of your build space exists, as well as mines, and the front section is just kind of there, mostly as a connection point to hold up the entirety of your fort. But also you have this little dip underneath, you know, your bridge over the ravine, and you can do things like build turbines in there, which is quite nice and very safe. But there's not a lot of room in there, in your little ravine, so you can't build all the turbines, but you get enough to start. All the while, you've got to design your fort such that it doesn't, you know, could design your bridge such that it stays above ground and doesn't become one with the ravine.
You know what the bottom right fort reminds me of? I recall you sending me a screen of like you going down this path,
yeah.
you know? And I remember
It's
you
like
asked, like,
building
"Is this
turbines like all the way
intended?"
down
It's like
here.
it's intended. Surely it's intended.
Yes, it's like building turbines just like all the way down the bottom of the ravine.
So good.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of exploration of the new maps. Now for that one, technically had some clipping through the floor kind of stuff going around, which hadn't seen that in a while,
Yeah.
but does happen. Not that there's any real consequence to it.
Surely this is intended.
Yes, surely. Little being inside the floor never hurt anyone. Now it's worth noting that Team Abrams is scattershot. So, given its Taichu and Nils, I'm 100% expecting magma cannons out of this. 100%. Like, I don't know what else to expect out of them, if not magma cannons. We're seeing a lot of upgrading coming out for Team Lost Balls here. And also, importantly, a smeltery for Tabby, the foremost player for Team Lost Balls. Whoa, that was a beautiful shot. That buzzsaw breaking, actually managing to... It's a bit scary. This is one of the maps where that shot won't immediately end the game. But... that's definitely scary. That's going to cause some deformation, some permanent deformation, as well as some wobble. And we're seeing the laser production facility from Ananas. So lasers and smeltery. Oh, it's going to be rods from God with fire beams. Okay, I like this. This is actually a pretty strong combo, if you can get it working. You get triple rod from God launcher, just send that across. You can even have one fire beam for making sure the shots get across, and then a second one for empowering the rods that come down. It's
especially powerful on this map.
Yeah. Because this map is very wide, and hitting basically anywhere with it destroys enough structure to cause the entire bridge to collapse. Just because, well, the bridge is not particularly stable. Just like as a concept.
This is really Angry Birds, but speedrunning Poly Bridge.
Yes. Yeah. Complete with the bridge.
Now we just need cars.
You just need car. Well, we do have those. Just not in this lobby.
Yeah, but not here.
Yes. We gotta go at the public lobbies for that. Are we only gonna see 2 RFG launchers here? And not that there's a, you know, requirement for 3. But, I mean, you could get 3 pretty easy. Once
I mean,
you have,
it's pretty nice.
It is, and once you have the upgraded smeltery, getting that third one, it's usually the opponents knock at least one of them out of the sky, and you still want to have at least 2 going off. A few extra seconds waiting for the third one to come online is not that big a deal, at least in my opinion. I say that as if the meta has been understood and developed.
You say this as if it's been 3 years since the DLC dropped.
I know what the best option is, and it's... No, I have no idea. No one does.
Absolutely no idea. And also, we'll have a balance patch right after the tournament.
Ah. I'm in the middle of editing.
It's a big balance patch.
I'm in the middle of editing a video. Oh no, all my replays.
You still have at least 1 week.
Okay. Good. Okay. I was about to panic. I bet you the thing I'm making a video on isn't being nerfed, eh?
Okay, bet.
You see, this is why you want 3, and also why you want a second fire beam, so you could cover for that. Looks like he's getting 3 online. Yeah, I approve. Well, yeah, here comes the scatter shot active. And it comes crumbling down. Unfortunate. Tabby loses the launchers and one of the ammunitions, but honestly, the ammo is the big part. Like, the launchers aren't that expensive, and they're not that hard to rebuild. Like, you can rebuild those relatively quickly and cheaply. He only lost 1 ammo in that. He still has multiple ammo. All he has to do is reconstruct those launchers, and then he's just good to fire. On the other hand, Ananas over here's got a fire beam and a plasma beam. And here come the 20s from across the board. No longer has a plasma beam. Just standard 20s snaking in from on top and breaking. Is that a pair of lightning beams? Or is one of those a striker? Nope, that's a pair of lightning beams. Okay. So we're going to see the same strategy as the last team. Team Abrams actually going with the lightning beam 20 mils tactic.
I chose violence.
You did, and it's quite explosive. Or should I say electrifying? Shocking, even.
Yes. Thundery.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So Ananas has lost all of their weaponry. Tabby has reconstructed the launchers for those beacons. Doesn't have enough ammo to fire all 3 of them, however. Has not continued ammo construction, which really needs to continue doing. There he goes. And here comes the mass amount of 20s, and with it lightning to just kind of scatter everywhere. It really is just scattering lightning everywhere, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's enough to add up. It's just like more 20mm, where the 20 mils, they just kind of deal a lot of damage, but scattered so everywhere that it doesn't break anything in particular. This might be lethal. That was... how was that not lethal? How did that not go straight to the ammo detonated? Uh-oh. Tabby's having a real rough time here, guys. He's getting targeted, and it's not looking good for him. There's still enough anti-air on the board for Team Abrams that those RFGs are not likely to land. Yeah, there it is. death by lightning, and also by 20 mil. Team Lost Balls has yet to fire a single shot. It's 11 and a half minutes, and not one shot has been fired.
I mean, they tried to fire some Rust from God, but
that's true. They did actually. They did actually launch the beacons, but they didn't. The beacons didn't make it very far. They did not have nearly enough cover, or any cover. And there it goes. The forward nodes have shattered, and the bridge of a fort collapses into the ravine. Alright then. It is time for round 2.
Always a good sign when the competitors don't have the map.
I was gonna say. Alright then. Give us a moment while we set up for the next round. So we're preparing to jump into round 2 in this best of 3. Alright, the players are ready and the match is made. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the more close quarters maps in the pool. As here we have on the left hand side, it's Team Abrams. Taichu and Nils are playing as the Pinch Fist commander. See if they can't get a little quick about things. Against their opponents on the right hand side, it's Team Lost Balls, who are playing as the Hurricane commander. You know, I am quite partial to the Hurricane commander. Oh, actually, you know, this map is one of those that would be incredibly like this one makes Rods from God quite good. There's not much travel time for beacons and rockets alike.
Yeah, I made sure to basically only pick maps where you could use the orbital strategies.
Ooh, that explains that. Okay then, well we do have some base leaning coming out from Tabby here. He's getting a bit thick with it. I'll be honest, I would probably want to sell off that blinking node right now. Just replace it with a forlorn. Right. Looks like he's moving forward. Everyone's grabbing their expansions at about the same time. We do see an early smeltery out of Taichu. Is this man going for RFGs? Because that
Sure,
is...
you mean smelter.
Smelter, what did I say?
Smeltery.
Okay.
You keep saying that, and it's funny and cute.
So, given Pinch Fist, seeing things this early is not terribly surprising, but I'm a little surprised to see Smelter and only the Smelter. Because, like, the Smelter is... Oh, there's a Striker. I actually really like the early Striker. I really like the early Striker. It's just great for applying pressure. Are they? Is Nils gonna go for smoke launchers and Taichu gonna go for lightning cannon? Lightning beam?
That's quite possible. I mean, it
That would
does
be a
look that
surprise
this
to me.
is a second striker.
That is, yes, she does have 2 strikers. And Taichu doesn't have the storages in place to even build a lightning cannon or lightning beam.
Right, yes.
But I'm curious as to what the actual plan is, because Nils is going like full upgrades with cannon tech, where Taichu is just pure rushdown with strikers, which is not really a rushdown weapon so much as a suppression weapon, just damage dealing.
Yeah,
map
suppression is
control.
the right word.
A 3rd striker out of Taichu, that's a lot of striker. I hesitate to want to go above
good.
2 strikers. You know, like 1 striker per player on the enemy team. You just really don't need more than that. I mean, I guess if the player is going super heavy into wood spam, more than 1 would be good, but more than 1 per player would be good, but it's so effective at stripping wood off of forts. Tabby getting a howitzer down at a reasonably fast time. So we do expect Tabby to start slamming Nils there with the howitzer relatively soon. However, the loss of those wind turbines is going to hurt. Yeah, Ananas is struggling. Ananas over here is working with predominantly wood, and this is one of the things I was mentioning earlier. Many of the DLC weapons are incredibly effective at stripping wood. So relying on wood is not an effective defense. And Ananas has been relying on wood and is being punished for it. All of his internals are exposed and or blasted. Yeah. Even Tabby's struggling for it, but Tabby does have an active howitzer. So Nils is about to get slammed by it, but I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue.
Nah, he has much back bracing.
Yeah, Nils is just well defended against things such as howitzers. And he's even chain firing the strikers. At least Tabby's got enough armor to keep himself intact here. Not relying on wood. But that's so many strikers. Yeah, Taichu's just having fun with this. He's just saying, I'm just going to strike them out of the game. That's so much striker, though. That's so much striker. Yeah, Nanas is not surviving this. Not for any significant amount of time. Tabby desperately needs to be firing that howitzer. Just like at any... There you go. I mean, no damage, but you gotta apply some... You gotta stop the damage from coming in. You gotta fight back. A shot has been officially fired and impacted. No real damage, but at least it was fired. That's so many 20. Yeah, okay. Not a single door in sight for Team Abrams. At least not on those 20s. And Team Lost Balls has been unable to do anything about it. Oh. Is that it for Ananas? Yes, it is. The strikers actually didn't do much of anything there. Ananas did manage to put up a bunch of armor, but I mean, that's 520 mils all aimed at relatively close range and directly to the core. There's no surviving that. And there it goes. The laser show.
More
power. And there you have it. Taichu and Nils, Team Abrams, are moving on. Very well played. Unfortunate for Team Lost Balls, but they performed well. It's actually it is nice to see. It is genuinely nice to see. And I thank Team Lost Balls for participating. I'm curious as to what strategies they will employ next time. All right. Next up. Got Team Teeth and Feathers versus Team Your Name Here. On Smokestack.
Do you want to know why they are named Your Here?
Yes.
Okay, so you see how whenever we announce a tournament, there is this graphic with like all the previous winners of tournaments?
Yes.
So the tournaments that have not yet taken place, the winner is always written as Your Name Here.
Yes, you're right. That is true. That makes sense.
It would be hilarious if they actually won.
It would
so
be.
You couldn't tell.
That's good. I like that. All right. And give us a moment while we set up the next round. Pick Snips and Mega Red. You love to see it. I will say, I appreciate all the support for Team Lost Balls in the chat.
I mean, they did pretty good.
They did! They even beat Infinity Nut Power. Alright. Looks like the players are here. The match is just about made. So I hope you guys are excited. Make sure to stand up, stretch while you can, because we're about to jump into the next round.
Why so much hatred for Phantom? I swear.
Not sure. Maybe it's just people don't want to deal with the cheese of everything else going on.
Fulminator ban.
Now that's a bit more reasonable.
I mean, we haven't seen him yet, which is impressive somehow.
Yes, I agree.
What kind of threats would you like to see? You may answer yes.
I do like the yes option. I like what I've seen so far. I do like what I've seen so far. Generally, I'm looking for the new tactics, and we've seen a fair bit of that, which is great.
We have not yet seen a successful Wrathful God.
That is true. I would like to see more of those. Actually successful as well.
Mm-hmm. We might see now.
Yes, as we are off to the races. Ladies and gentlemen, team Your Name Here versus Teeth and Feathers. Let us go. Well, I hope you guys are excited for this matchup, because I am. As here we have, on the left-hand side, it's team Your Name Here. It's Timolo and the Snake. Playing as the Pinch Fist Commander. Quite popular so far, a commander choice. Facing off against their opponents on the right-hand side, it's Team Teeth and Feathers. Playing as the Hurricane Commander. The most popular choice in this tournament so far. So Mega Red and Pick Snips. Now that's a nice team composition right there, I think. As the snipers continue back and forth. This is the point where I start looking for things that are unusual. Mega Red starting out with the, well, I guess starting out is not the right word, but a very early upgrade center. Both team players for Team Teeth and Feathers going for the early upgrade center, so I do expect maximum economic play. We are not seeing upgrades out of both players for Team Your Name Here. This is important. As while Timolo does have an upgrade center, the Snake does not. This has implications. Also, once again, we have a player going for the Smelter, but not the Armory, which I don't think has any implications at the moment, but I have opinions on this. On the other side, Teeth and Feathers, we do have a disparity in the technology choices. We have Mega Red going for the munitions plant for the cannons, and then Pick Snips going for the smelter, also not going for the armory, which does give cause for commentary, but I'll leave that commentary for later. There's been a lot of buzzsaw usage this day so far.
Very good to see.
I agree. Oh.
Ooh.
AP Sniper.
Air-cooled core?
That's not even an AP Sniper, that's just an air-cooled core.
No, that's just
regular old
core,
sniper.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Did he really expose his... I thought he didn't expose his core. I thought he had a single wooden brace there. I was wrong. I was getting punished for it. Looks like Mega Red is finally developed, or at least finally defended against those buzzsaws. So while they are scary, they are no longer a threat. Then the first proper shots have been fired. Tomolo going with just exposed cannons. Like, I mean, pinch fist rush is one thing, but this is biblical levels of greed. I mean, there's not even doors on these things.
His greed sickens me.
I say that, but I mean, there's still a machine gunner here that's not been sold. There's still metal. There's still things that haven't been sold off. The upgrade center has gone completely unused. I assume that exists solely for the purposes of up-tiering those 20 mils. On the other side, I'm genuinely surprised to see not much in the way of upgrades, economic upgrades between Teeth and Feathers. Mega Red and Pixnips are both notorious for heavy economic play. Like, perhaps inefficiently so, but... Yeah, they're just going for that.
That's pretty good.
It worked. It's the same combo that basically everyone else has been going for so far, and it just works. Pixnips loses the top half of his fort, takes a smattering of damage throughout. There's some Striker and Lightning Beam action. That's the kind of action I'm looking to see. Honestly, Team Your Name here, despite all the greed, is implementing this or executing this strategy incredibly smoothly. They've not been punished for it, mostly because they've just come out faster than the opponents can be ready to punish them. That said, Teeth and Feathers has any amount of weapons, and Your Name here is really not set up to handle such things. Like, Tomolo especially is an AP sniper or like a shot away from devastation. Lord. It begins. So at this point, the teams are just kind of going back and forth. We have some heavy weapons on both sides, though at this point, Teeth and Feathers is lacking in the heavy weapon category. It looks like Tomolo's finally got any amount of armor on his stuff, which is the only thing keeping him alive at this stage. Oh, that sniper might just do it. One shot. There it is. Huge damage. Tomolo down to 20% on their core. And out of money. But has a single active 20mm. And the snake is just shredding Mega Red's fort. But they hold it intact. Another volley, but there's just not enough damage output coming from Team Your Name here to actually break things. Oh, but the snipers finish it. Okay. The snipers from both teams now. We might get some surprise rods from God from Team Your Name here. I think Team Teeth and Feathers is not prepared for this, but they're relying at this point on snipers to just punish Team Your Name here for their greed, which I think is a very appropriate solution to the problem. I mean, look at this. Honestly, Team Your Name here has been incredibly greedy and not been nearly defensive enough to sustain the amount of firepower, and they're getting punished for it with basic snipers. Here comes another volley. But once again, struggling to field enough damage to properly break things. Mega Red just survives. At this stage, Team Teeth and Feathers has fully up-tiered their economy.
Oh.
It lands, but there's nothing to empower this. Those aren't going to break through the sandbags. And he's fine. Scary, but fine nonetheless.
This is too high.
Just a little bit.
Big Snips slapping some mortars on top of his fort.
I like the idea. Because Team Your Name here is just not prepared for that. Just not prepared at all. Okay. Mortars starting to land. As it looks like... Oh, ho, ho, ho. There it is. Pixnips finally gets the lightning beam combo out, as it is, honestly... It took them a while, but Teeth and Feathers managed to bring out the same weaponry that Your Name here wanted to field, or at least is trying to field, has been fielding. But Teeth and Feathers just did it in a more stable fashion, and is, doing alright. That actually almost penetrated Mega Red there. That was close. That was very close. But not quite. And now Teeth and Feathers just has a significant advantage. Here it comes again. Oh, yeah, that was fast. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to dig through that fast, but dig through it did. And just like that, Teeth and Feathers wins it. I mean, look at the damage difference. The damage difference is massive. It's just that the defenses for Teeth and Feathers is so much larger. Well, there you have it. Round 1 goes to Team Teeth and Feathers. Well played. All right. Give us a moment while we set up for the next round. Now that was an interesting match. Some pretty extreme back and forth there. Alright, the match is made. Round 2 is ready to go. I am looking forward to different strategies. As much as we have seen a simple example of everything so far, we've basically seen the one lightning beam 20mm strategy. Everything else has just been kind of secondary. As we're off to round 2 in this best of 3. Let's see if Team Your Name Here can come back. As here we have on the left hand side is Team Teeth and Feathers. Mega Red and Pixnips are playing as a Pinch Fist commander. Against their opponents on the right hand side is Team Your Name Here. The Snake and Tim. The commanders have been swapped. Let's see if they can take advantage. The snake getting some serious lean on there. Look at that go. That's some spine-breaking back lean. Mega Red also getting some lean going. They're not quite as intense. Pixnip's actually leaning this fort. We don't see that very often. Now, I do have to wonder, what tactics will we see this time? We do see
a minigun accelerator.
A minigun. Well, Felix isn't here, so we probably won't see that. Though that is very. I love seeing it. We are once again. A Pixnip's actually going with the armory alongside the smelter. So I like to see that. I already like to see that. Curious how they went Pinch Fist for Team Teeth and Feathers. Okay. I like the mortar
Snake
opener
chose
for the
violence.
snake. Snake has indeed chosen violence. And violence is landing. Oh, beautiful buzzsaw. That was almost catastrophic. A beautiful mortar to go with it. You should keep doing that. Okay. So we're seeing some, say, fairly standard style aggression from the snake. And it's just working. I mean, Mega Red's struggling here. He's having to sell off his turbines just to survive this. He's getting an AP sniper, which will probably help him. There's not enough anti-air coming from pick snips. There's not enough anti-air coming from pick snips. That's
You
just
mean
all there
none?
is to it. Yes, correct. Uh-oh. Yeah. There's no anti-air on the board right now. Pick snips is developing a flak, which comes online just in time to save Mega Red here. But once Tim gets proper weapons on the board, we're going to see some issues for Teeth and Feather. That flak is MVP right now. Team Your Name here needs to do something about that flak. Did that flak just incidentally destroy a mortar? No. Alright, bait mortar comes out. Should allow the rest to go through. Oh no, he just didn't have the energy production to actually fire all the mortars. Okay, that wasn't purposeful bait. Now that was gotta be purposeful bait, because I can make it through. Yes, good.
Very good.
Now you should just be able to mortar Mega Red basically out of this game. That's beautifully lined up directly to the foundation nodes.
Miniguns incoming.
Good. Do it. Good. And the armor-piercing sniper taking out things. All that's needed is for the heavy weapons to come out to finish this. Now, Pick Snips is going with heavy weapons as well, specifically the lightning beam. Where on the other hand, Tim is also going lightning beam. However, the lightning beam doesn't alone do things. It needs to modify something else. The miniguns plus lightning beam. Oh, that's our bank shot there. Snake losing a mortar to that sniper deflection. Poor Tim, blocking all of his wind turbines. Unfortunate.
Yeah, he's not even being shot at. I'm a bit surprised.
Yes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the plan is. I mean, I guess Teeth and Feather's plan is the 20mm lightning beam again. But for Team Your Name here, I don't know what the plan is. The snake clearly had a plan. Tim exists.
Yes. Sure does.
It's like Tim needs something. I was thinking they might do, minigun plus lightning beam. Not that it's particularly effective, but it would be something. But the miniguns have been undone. I guess the snake is developing 20 mil, so they might be going for the same 20 mil lightning. But that's kind of a big ask to do pretty notable mortar aggression into 20 millimeters. I don't know what to make of that. Is that man upgrading The man's making volatile canisters. Oh, nice shot. The man's making volatile canisters for his lightning beam, but doesn't have a smoke launcher to go with it. That doesn't... Correct me if I'm wrong, but the volatile canister doesn't actually impact the strength of the lightning beam itself, correct? Like, to my understanding, all it does is impact the smoke interaction. Yeah, down he goes.
There goes that.
Kaboom, detected. Well, the snake exists. The snake has a 20mm, has enough armor to defend against most things, for the moment at least, but is not in a long-term scenario here. Especially not when Mega Red's triple 20s get involved. Mega Red also has a pair of standard of heavy mortars, and then Pixnips has the lightning beam still. Between the mortars and the 20mm alone, I think is enough to bring down the snake, let alone Pixnips getting involved with the empowering. Though I will say, the snake sniping has been on point. Huge damage. The snake has been... his armor has been penetrated, and the top half of his fort just shaved clean off. The wind turbines are vulnerable, near completely destroyed. Yeah, the snake just can't take another hit like that. Next Alpha Strike, we're likely to see the removal of the snake, at least in any meaningful capacity. Every meaningful capacity, I dare say. And actually, you know, he's alive. The snake manages to return fire during that and take out 2 of Mega Red's 20 mils. So that's a good start. Well done. Okay. Here it goes again. Striker to strip, and then lightning beam 20s to break through things. This time there's not enough 20s to actually destroy the snake, but the enough 20s are currently under construction. The snake doesn't really have anything to do about it. He's got a single 20 of his own, which is currently walled in. Unable to fire, but that could be changed at any moment. I think should probably be changed ASAP. I say as if he's got the energy production to do so. Yeah, that's over. And just like that, Teeth and Feathers wins again. Very well played. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our match point. I want to see this one again. To see the destruction. Look. The base is full of explosives and batteries, exposed weaponry, and a lot of incoming damage. Kaboom. Yeah, that'll do it. Alrighty then, who do we have next? Next up, we've got Team Magma Express versus Tarek. These are teams that I'm looking forward to a lot. We have the 15 Rider and OG, which are some great players. Let's go. So who are we missing here for the lobby?
I'm getting DM'd by OG, and I like here.
Ah. Well.
To clarify why I write this, they were the only team who did not schedule their match until the last minute for the qualifiers.
Okay.
And even in the FPL, they often forget.
Late. All right, where's Tar?
Late.
Tar, where are you at? There he is. I was about to be worried. I was like, oh no.
Interesting.
Interesting. Well, I guess we're not going to see Hurricane for once. And Architect. Why is Architect catching so much flack?
I have no idea. Even when not banned, she's not played, so...
I know, right? Alright, well, the players are here, the match is made. We are good to go. I hope you guys are ready. Because the players are. So let's get this party started. And I'm going to take this opportunity to stand up and stretch, as should you guys. Make sure not to sit down for too long. Grab your snack, grab your drink, because we're about to jump into the action. I have some delicious tea, lavender and honey at the perfect temperature. I can feel it coating my throat. It's amazing.
I have cold water.
You know, I am a big fan of cold water, I'll be honest. But it is in fact not tea. And that's a problem. Oh yeah, we have a question from chat. Is there co-op on death in these matches? The answer is no.
Maybe in future events, co-op on death will make a great return.
Maybe. I know you guys in chat do enjoy the co-op on death experience. It does make for more pleasant to observe matches in most times. But for the moment, we are off to the races. Here we have on left-hand side, it's Team Tarlahan. That's not their name in the bracket. Why are you like this? What happened?
They changed their name at some point.
Okay. It's Julian
and
and Tar. Alright, Team Tarlahan it is. Julian and Tar, playing as a Spook Commander, gets the opponents on the right-hand side. Magma Express OG and Though 15 Rider playing as the Scattershot Commander. Good lord. So, with all of this going on, what do we think their strategies will be? I mean, they're scatter shots. They're probably going to do the whole lightning 20mm again, yeah? I mean, surely.
Surely. But maybe they will finally do it right.
Maybe. Honestly, it's OG and 15 Rider. If any team's going to do it right, I trust them. I think they will. I think they got this. I think they got
I'm pretty sure this is one of the teams who practice the most in these tournaments.
Yes. Yes. Look, they've even gotten the smelter with the armory.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
And they're adding in the extra storages already, so yeah, we're gonna see lightning beam with smokes and 15 riders going 20s here. On the other side, Tar and Julian's got options. They can do whatever they want. We are seeing armory for both, upgrade center for both. I don't think they've committed to any particular strategy just yet, although I'm sure they have something in mind. We do see the laser beam tech out of Tar. I wonder if we're going to see rods from God out of Julian. Do we see smelter go down here for Julian? No, it's also laser beam tech. So we're going to see a classic combo here, whatever it is. It might just be mass laser beams for Team Tarlahan here, and you know what? It's hard to go wrong with that. I genuinely wouldn't mind a team do nothing but standard pre-DLC tactics just to see how they stand up to the new stuff. My expectation would be way better than anyone could have hoped. The old reliable EMP coming out. You'd love to see. Oh, it touched, but it's not going to touch for long. Yeah, that's blocked now. 4 struts of wood blocks an AP sniper. Are we going to see... I mean, it's... fire beams from Team Tarlahan. Julian doesn't have the storages necessary to produce plasmas. Tar does. Is this gonna just be pure mass fire beam from Julian? Are we gonna see the legendary EMP beam? I wonder if we see the legendary EMP beam. We might. We're not seeing a whole lot of weaponry developed out of Team Tarlahan here. Like, they've had the option to develop many more weapons, but they just haven't. As yeah, this is actually a much more clean execution of the 20 mil lightning beam. Now, mind you, this was purposefully aimed to miss, so that the lightning arcs will come from above, which doesn't do all that much, but that was a choice. That was a purposeful choice. A choice that is causing Tar to have a bit of a panic and force him to restructure his entire fort. So while the shots themselves did very little damage, they also dramatically impacted the direction of the game, just by forcing Tar to restructure his forts quite rapidly. Yeah, there you go. Beautifully done. The fire beams burning those 20s out of the sky, preventing them from doing what looked to have been like game-winning amounts of damage, because that was going to be beautiful. Those lightning strikes shredding everything with the empowered 20s following through directly to the front of Core's fort would have been devastating, to put it nicely, or to put it lightly. But yeah, honestly, Julian and Tar just taking this real slow. Like, it's 7 minutes, and they both have plasmas. Well, actually, Tar doesn't have a plasma development. He was building it, and then the 20s from above happened. So yeah, there's only a single plasma still in development, about 2/3 of the way completed for Julian. Team Tarlahan just doesn't have damage output on the board. Tar just placed a new plasma right above his core. As though 15 riders sitting on triple 20s. Looks to be opening up so we can fire again while OG's lightning beam is ready to go. And he's gonna fire. They're aiming for Julian this time, which will make the fire beams a little bit less easy to use. But Tar is positioned to be able to do so anyways. He'll have to react quickly, but he can do it. I have faith. I believe. I've seen him do it before. Yeah. That was not a slow reaction. That was like instant. Okay. That's like sitting there waiting for it to happen.
You.
Whoa. Oh my. Well, the plasma comes online, breaks OG's lightning beam. It just was not properly defended from that angle. Incoming rockets. You know, I've seen this a bit recently. Just rockets at like the 9-minute mark. Just random rockets because they can. I like it. Ooh. Honestly, those fire beams in the defensive posture have been clutch. That third 20mm would have destroyed Tar's plasma if it had made it across, but the fire beam burned it out of the sky.
I mean, he did already lose one plasma, but yes.
Yes. So, like, yes, Team Tarlahan just kind of gave up early game pressure and early game momentum, but honestly, they've got this on lockdown. The only way Magma Express is getting things done right now is by Team Tarlahan's permission. And they don't have permission. And honestly, this is just lasers and now rockets. And those rockets are probably the big threat here. Because while the plasmas, I mean, obviously the plasmas are always an existential threat to, you know, door snipes. And fire beams are always annoying. The rockets are just the thing dealing the constant pressure, the constant punch. The plasmas are conditional. The fire beams are defensive. The rockets just punch things. I'd actually love to see Targ add in 2 rockets of his own. They even have shotguns on board to clear out the anti-air. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh my. Yeah, we are seeing rods from God being set up for OG. But they're still a little bit away. Oh, I love and hate this. Because of the way the floor works here, you can get the beacon down here and the rods will still come in from on high and hit the opponents. All they're missing is the fire beam to empower the suckers as they come down from space. It's looking a little rough out there for Team Magma Express. Oh, and the rockets are defended from the fire beams. They make it across. OG takes a massive hit, softening everything up for the plasma to burn clean through his foundations. It's not enough to knock him, to slice him off, but that's not the kind of damage you want to be taking. And now Ryder is just penetrated. Just too much firepower through his weapon doors. Just cuts through and takes out another 20 mil. Team Magma Express is being dismantled here. Minute by minute. OG's armor is penetrated once again. He loses, honestly, just about everything. He's got no more ammunition left. He's got a single flak to his name. He's got a beacon launcher, but no beacons to launch. That singular remaining 20 mil from Ryder is... it's doing its best. It's trying. Oh, and the shotgun takes out all 3 remaining machine gunners for Team Magma. The next volley of rockets will punch clean through, and OG just lost his smelter and his core. Ryder reclaims the fort, but now the rockets are aiming directly to the front of OG's fort. And it's not looking like a good time. Is OG out of money? Sorry, is Ryder out of money? OG's been eliminated. Ryder is in fact out of money. He's trying to put the fires out, but doesn't have the ability to repair the damage that fires have dealt. As the rockets are just flying across uncontested. Huge hits, as that 20 is going to burn to death. Yeah, there's just too much fire everywhere. Ryder's getting penetrated from below. I don't see a comeback here for Ryder. He's selling off his everything, his tech, his weapons, presumably in an effort to survive, but here comes the lightning beam from on high, just shredding Ryder from behind. There is no coming back from this. There's just not enough armor in front, not enough armor above. This is just, how do you want to go out? Massive damage. Also, shout out to Tar and Julian building armories with their smelters so they can actually do this, as opposed to having to like do a massive tech switch just to have offensive firepower with their lightning beam. huge hits. Going all the way to the ground and slapping riders' minds. We even had the portal nukes coming out. It's only 15 minutes, guys. You don't have to do all this. Hitting with the everything all at once. As Magma Express goes down, Team Tarlahan wins round 1 in what was an absolutely devastating first match. Yeah, okay, so that's about what I would have expected from DLC play right there, from both teams involved. It's just that, well, one team got the short end of the stick. At least in this case. I mean, it just burns. Death by shotgun, of all things. Alright, give us a moment while we set up for round 2 in this best of 3. I was gonna say, I remember undoing the RTX variant because it crashed my computer, or at least the game.
Yeah. I mean, also there is one texture which is a bit buggy.
This is a good way to put it. Alrighty then. Let us go. And what is potentially the last match for today, the last round for today. As we've gone through the round of 8, so round of 16, and are finishing up the quarterfinals now. And Team Tarlahan are on match point. And we're off.
Oh, it does have the texture. I'm so sad.
It does. Okay. Oh no. Why are you like this?
Well, let's keep it zoomed in, I guess.
Yes. I will keep it very zoomed in.
Give the bug report to Blamo, so he's looking into it.
It's like a texture map issue. Alright, so we're gonna stay very zoomed in for this one and just check out each base as we go one by one. As there we have on the left hand side a Team Magma Express playing as the Scattershot commander, facing off against their opponents on the right hand side Team Tarlahan as the Overdrive commander. Now, the scores are 0 to 1, or rather, 0 for Magma Express and 1 for Tarlahan. That means if Tarlahan wins this round, they move on to the semi-finals and knock Team Magma Express out of the round, out of the tournament. making this potentially the last match, the last game here today. Where Team Magma Express is trying to hang on there. I like the random buzzsaw, as OG is going for a very fast smelter. If they're going for a fast smelter, I assume OG is going for fast 20s. Or sorry, 15 riders going for fast 20s. Do it, place it. Place it right. No, he's out of energy. He's gotta wait for it. You can do it. Just a little bit, don't float to it. Perfect. Nailed it. Alright, good job. On the other side, we have Julian and Tar going Eco Center first. Upgrade Center first. Eco Center. Upgrade Center first. And immediate placement of the cannon production tech out of Tar. So we're looking to see some cannons out of Tar. Julian isn't saving up for tech. So what will we see there is the question. Oh, Julian, vulnerable to buzzsaws, almost experiences a terrible fate. A terrible, terrible fate. This is definitely 20s and Lightning Beam out of Magma Express. They're doing the same tactic again. Whereas Team Tarlahan, I'm not sure what they're going for. But it doesn't include the smelter. We see the laser tech from Julian. So we're going to see something resembling pre-DLC standard. Split tech with munitions plants and factory for energy weapons and cannons. And early rod ammo from OG. So that'll be a nice switch up. If Team Magma Express convinces Team Tarlahan to not build anti-air, that could be a wonderful switch. And I believe this map has a floor that they can hit. Not really. Not the same way. No, I don't think so. Like, it's got the side of the wall they can hit, which makes it a little bit easier, but it's not the same kind of floor they had in the last map.
I mean, they could just throw it into the water, I guess.
Yeah. And that works, but meh. It's not the same. Not quite as effective. It's just standard cannons out of Tar. You'll love to see it.
Chunky forts.
Yes, Julian has not yet developed a heavy weapon of his own. It's worth noting that everyone involved is building as if they're expecting to get smoke launchered. Lightning smoke comboed. As here comes the first volley. No lightning cannon to start it out with. It's just not ready to go yet. We do see a single harpoon launcher. There's no way OG fires this alone. You want to send at least 2 of them for the alpha strike. At least I like to hope. Here it comes. Big damage, but all sustained. Alright, this is what this is. You see someone do this, you build like 2 strikers. You got this, OG, I believe in you. Well, I mean, he's building rods from God, which is more offensive. in several ways. I like the positioning of these fire beams here. Deeply entrenched, and yet undoored. Oof. Yeah, that lightning just cuts through everything. The deep entrenchment was not enough to protect it against that kind of firepower. Julian actually just kind of loses everything. Oh. The flashbangs. I didn't see him put down flashbang ammo. But a standard cannon comes in and slaps Ryder across the top, taking out one of his 20s. Now, that's one thing we haven't seen much of, flashbangs. But flashbangs are 100% going to give away that RFGs are in play. Oh, and that does it. Tar actually takes critical damage here. He loses all but one of his cannons. It's just way too much damage output coming from Magma Express. He's ready to rod. He's got double rod to go with it. You can do it. Double rods. Aimed low. Fire beams can't intercept, and in they come. That did it.
That is perfect.
Beautifully executed. Not only timed perfectly with the 20 mils, but also the lightning beam to add extra damage to those rods. That's a lot of lightning strikes coming in from on high. You'll love to see it. Now, Tara's getting a whole bunch of anti-air to add in to prevent that from happening again. But it's a little bit too little too late. Maybe not too little nor exactly too late, but it's pretty late. The 20 mils are digging through. The aim on those is a little high, and they don't directly impact the cannon platform. That's gotta be so annoying. That's gotta be so annoying. Just getting flashbanged. I really wish the repair bay it cleared that up quickly as well. Oh, looks like they're aiming again. It lands. And they will prepare to empower. Beautifully timed. Huge damage. Takes out all of Tar's cannons and slaps a healthy chunk of damage down to the expansion. As here comes another flashbang just to be annoying. For the record, those who are unfamiliar with this, it causes a whiteout effect on the screen, which basically blocks vision for the afflicted player. We, the spectators, do not see this, thankfully. We get to see normally, which is nice. Here comes another flashbang.
Also, any affected weapons get increased deviation.
Yes. Is that it? Yeah, Tar just goes down. That's way too much firepower. 420s and all those saw blades just cut through. Magma Express takes round 2 in this best of 3. Very, very well done. Alrighty then. I want to see the slow-mo on this shot that ended Julian, because that was beautifully executed. Check this one out. As here it comes. Done. It's just so much damage so very suddenly. Yeah, that was good. That was wonderful. Alrighty then. That evens the scores. We're on to vanilla for the final match between these two. That'll do it. That'll do it for sure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. As here we go into the final round between Magma Express and Team Tarlahan. We'll be fighting it out on the old classic Vanilla 2v2. As here we have on the left-hand side is Team Magma Express playing as the Spook Commander. Though 15 Rider and OG are getting set up to thieve money out of their opponents, Team Tarlahan. On the right-hand side, Julian and Tar are playing as the Pinchfist Commander. We'll see what tactics they bring to the board. This is the kind of play I was hoping to see a lot of across the tournament, and it's what we're getting. Because this is wild. Alrighty then. We do have a bit of sniping to start out with. A little psychological damage. I'm curious to see how it continues. The answer appears to be it doesn't. Although I do want to shout out this tiny little sniper. This is a relatively new thing that we've been seeing. Why are you like this? What? What was that? Okay.
What?
Julian just placed a workshop like outside of his fort, replacing all of his wooden structure with it. Background bracing to do so, and then sold it off immediately. I don't know what happened there. Something happened there.
I mean, his pinch fist doesn't there anyway. I mean, not really much. It's not 100%,
yeah.
But
Yeah, but why are you like this? Either way, we see Julian going for the looks like pretty traditional pinch fist laser rush, using a pretty standard base lean tactic back there. On the other side, we have Tar doing smelter things with the armory. So we're going to see, I assume, the laser or lightning beam. So the Tar could use a little bit more stability tech. He's got to finish that setup there. On the other side, we do see the EMP, the classic EMP, as well as a shotgun, actually. Oh! And this is why the EMP often gets sold out when the sniper gets sold when the sniper comes out, because of that right there. It just explodes. But very well done for Team Tarlahan. Taking the early game map control. The shotgun comes out, actually takes out one of Julian's turbines. Might get a second. No, won't get a second. On account of the EMP coming in to save it. However, does delay Julian significantly, as they are pinch fist and therefore are running off of no margin for error in terms of money, because they spend it all of it. Excellent, yes. Is that... That's just a striker. Tar's going mass strikers, it would seem. I approve. I like this. I can get behind this. Magma Express is not prepared for such tactics. I'm thinking Tar's just gonna strike someone, and then Julian's gonna shred them. This is actually... How do you defend against this? Like, actually, how do you defend against this? Do you have to, like, preemptively return to sender and or energy shield? Just everything? I don't know how to defend against this. I'm gonna be honest here. This is going to be a nasty combo, and it's going to come out in about 30 seconds here. I think Team Tarlahan's just gonna pick a player, and they're gonna cease existing, and that's just how that's gonna work. I mean, as long as they don't miss. They've got the money for it. All right, send it. OG is the target. He gets it. He's gone. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to defend against that. That doesn't have much of a warning. Not much of a tell, and that's a lot of damage. OG was very well defended from all traditional threats. They're just gonna do it again. Like, at this point, I think the only thing you could do as Ryder is you just energy shield your whole fort and hope the opponent doesn't have EMPs, which is, you know, something that they've already been hitting you with this whole time. All right. This is gonna be a thing, I think. I think we're gonna see a lot more of this here, 42. I think we're gonna see a lot more of this.
I mean, I am not surprised. This is nothing new for me.
Well, that's fair.
Might be for you, but I've been telling you for a whole...
Yeah.
And even more for the testers of the DLC, that you should incorporate metal in your defenses. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is... The striker is one of the reasons I've been relying on metal so much more, but... I mean, it's kind of difficult to do that when things like 20 mils and cannons exist. Or like anything else for that matter, anything that isn't the striker. It's like you kind of can't...
You don't have to go all in, just like a couple of pieces in front of your core will do the trick to defend against this threat, at least.
I don't know, man.
It just means that you will have less thick wood spam at this spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure that's worth it.
Well, I think we're gonna see this get optimized. Oh, but the sniper takes out all of Tar's strikers, but I mean, Julian just comes through and destroys a whole base, a whole fort worth of mines. Ryder's expansion was once OG's base has been cleansed, scoured, reduced to nothing. Ryder's gonna start rebuilding it, but just in time for Tar's lightning cannon to come online, lightning beam to come online. And oh look, it's an EMP, and now Ryder's energy production is gone, all of it, every single turbine. And Tar has smoke launcher, which should be firing at now. Nope, he upgraded instead. Okay. He opened the door. I was like, yes, he's gonna fire it and end it. No, he upgraded, and then he upgraded. Okay, that's fine. It's fine too. Okay. Well, this has escalated quickly, and everything has gone exactly to Tarlahan's plan. Everything they fired at has been breached. And now, Tar gets a nice, kind of nice hit. I think that's a bit far away, didn't actually hit things, but I believe Ryder is letting it happen. Nope. Nope. No, maybe he's just momentarily stunned. It doesn't matter. He's just... It's gone. It's all over. Team Tarlahan wins that in... that was extremely one-sided. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been a great time. Let's see if we can't get a nice slow-mo replay on that pristine execution at the Canada clock timing, because that was intense. Look at this thing. The strikers come through, shred all the wood. Then the fire beam penetrates the core, softening everything up. And the plasma just slices through anything that had been touched by the fire beam. That's as clean as it gets, guys. That's as clean as it gets. Alright. Well, that was good. But yeah, this is... I have been saying it for a while. Metal is mandatory. I just didn't expect that to be...
Now, definitely.
Yep. Now that that's public, that's gonna be... That's gonna be intense. I'm gonna have to deal with that during our community live streams. Looking forward to that one.
Good luck.
I'm gonna need it. Alright, well, that is our last round for today. Make sure to check back next week at the same time so that you guys can see the semifinals and the continuation of Tournament 33, the Firebird tournament. Alright. I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far, because I certainly have, and I'm looking forward to next time. But for now, have a good day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck out there.